Hello everyone, so in this video I'm gonna try to break down this move in about 2 steps. As you may see, the whole deck is in the numerical sequence. Now I'm gonna leave this top card face up so you can follow it. I'm gonna take about 1/3 from the top, okay? And I'm gonna make sure this top third is shuffled in between this bottom half. It begins with cards from this bottom half and it ends with some cards from this same bottom half, okay? And I'm doing a sloppy shuffle, and the reason that I'm doing a sloppy shuffle, it is so it makes easier to push through. Otherwise you may end up with some cards sticking inside this portion, okay, this bottom half. So you may not lose the sequence, and also it doesn't really make it so difficult. Now the step number 1 is the push through, which is this, okay, and the step number 2 is returning the top half back to the top. I will explain how to conceal those moves much better, but let me show you once again. This top third, it is shuffled in between this bottom half. It begins and ends with one card at the bottom, on a small pile, and about 10 cards below, and at least one card above from this same bottom half, and a sloppy shuffle. Then the step number 1, notice I have the third finger, the ring finger. I push it, forming this X shape, okay, with the ring finger, and I go about the thickness of the finger. Notice when I do this first step, making this sloppy shuffle, I stop about 1 inch or 2 centimeters. Then with a ring finger from each hand, I'm gonna push through, making this X shape. I'm exaggerating, but at least you can see better. And then I'm gonna square. Okay, this is gonna be more than enough. And then returning, completing this second step. Few more details about this move. When I'm squaring, right before I get the get ready, this is the get ready. The reason I'm calling the get ready because before I even start the push through action, I need to stop right here, okay? Like I mentioned before, it has to be 1 inch outside so you can proceed to the first step. But as you can see, before I even get to the get ready, I'm using the middle finger to completely square the bottom half. It is imperative that there are no cards misaligned in this shuffle. It has to be completely square. Then the ring finger to the X shape. The middle and the index finger are in the front to conceal the excessive view of the deck. And then you take them back to the top. Now the concealing action, to make this move a bit more invisible, is just to move to the front very slightly, just like so. Notice my right hand is still concealing these discrepancies and these gaps over here. That's why I'm keeping my hand close. It doesn't have to be extremely exaggerated. Then when you move the deck back towards you, you just return the top third back to the top. Now I'm gonna give you one last recap over the shoulders. Notice I take about 1/3 from the top and I shuffle it in between this bottom half. Alright? It begins and ends with some cards from this bottom half. Notice it begins and ends with cards from the bottom half. I do a sloppy shuffle because the less perfect the cards are interlaced, are gonna be easier and smoother for the cards to go through each other. Okay? Now, this is the get ready before I even proceed to the first step. To get into the get ready, when I'm shuffling, I bring them together, but the middle finger hits this corner over here. So the bottom half, it is completely aligned and there is no cards in between this top third. Okay. Now the ring finger, I'm gonna give you an example with a index finger so you can see what I'm talking about, so I don't have to cover. It pushes through like this with a ring finger. with these fingers, okay, from each hand. Then the middle finger over here, it squares everything. All right. So the top third, it ends on this side. From this left side, it ends to the right side, okay? And then you just proceed to the second step, which is bringing it back to the top. All right? So to conceal this first move, you get here to the get ready. Then the step number 1, you have to move towards the front, just a little bit, not too much, just like that. And first step should be complete, which is quite easy and quite fast. And when you bring it back, you just complete the cut. I mean, I know it is a lot of explanation, but this get ready and first step, it is quite fast, okay? That's the first step. And the second step, it is accomplished. All right, this is the get ready, first step and second step. All right, so at regular speed, this is the shuffle, the get ready, the first step and second step. I understand it's a lot of explanation for each slight thing, but I want to make sure you understand every step. And it looks convincing. Now for the last point, I want to make sure when you do the first step, you're covering the excessive view of the deck. You just show about the center, but you don't show or expose the sides. Okay, this hand is still concealing this discrepancy, and the fingers are covering over here the gaps from this side. So you're basically showing just the center, and that's it.